This episode is dedicated to the memory of Brett Butler. You are now listening to the GabbaGabbaHuh Talks podcast, where we bring you conversations with people connected to the Carolinas underground music scene. Your host, Mike Phillips of Van Huskins. Hey there, and welcome to episode 26 of GabbaGabbaHuh Talks with the Flight Risks. I just wanted to make a note on this episode. We set up around a campfire, and I set up the microphones real casually, basically just pointed in a few different directions to catch everybody. What that left me was really inconsistent audio that I had to amplify quite a bit, and even with working some magic on it, it's not perfect, and the audio is still pretty inconsistent. But if I had done it any differently, you wouldn't be able to understand half of what's said. Having said that, I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. The important thing is you can hear everybody, and you can hear the great story of this band, and about Brett Butler, who we lost earlier this year. This entire episode is basically a tribute to his legacy. I'm going to keep it kind of short today, but I do want to mention our sponsors, Hobo Wolfman Records, home of local bands, The Fill-Ins, Home for the Day, and The Body Bags. There's a new 7-inch by Poison Boys. He's got hot sauce. He's got a drunken stumble walking Jesus. I grabbed one of those for myself. T-shirts, all kinds of shit. Check them out at HoboWolfmanRecords.com. I also want to mention my buddy Regis Murphy. If you're in the market to buy a house, there's no better stand-up dude than Regis. I want to thank him for all of his support for this podcast. So if you're in the market to buy a house and you need some guidance or someone to help you along the way, find him at Regis Murphy, socially distanced real estate broker with Helen Adams Realty on Facebook. I know that's a lot to type in, but that's the easiest way to find him. I'm sure you could probably just type in Regis Murphy and find that as well without having to type it all in. And the last thing I want to mention before I get to the episode, be sure and listen to the Spit in My Face podcast. You can find that at spitinmyfacepodcast.com. where Frankie and Vanna bring you the best new punk rock you've never heard. Check out Rooster Radio, Something Good For You, Bad Seeds Podcast, Best Of, Worst Of. These are just a handful of my favorite local podcasts that you should check out as well. Now let's get on with the show.
Repeat that story.
Damn it, I bet I know what happened. When I plugged another microphone in, it probably stopped it.
I don't know if it had the bullshit-ometer that read my garbage. It's like, all right, cut this motherfucker the fuck off.
Go through all that again.
Yeah. Before we got really started, Brian was like, hey man, this is what you need to be recording right here. And I was like, I'm recording it. Wow. Didn't happen to look and see that the little time thing wasn't running there. I have so many lights on it.
Nice.
So, so this happened once before. I was,
It's all good. Yeah, no, I'm not worried at all. Trust me, anything that I said, I would probably just say again later.
He prepared all that shit all day long.
I mean, I've been practicing in the mirror so hard. Can't you tell?
All right, so I'm embarrassed now. This happened before, where I recorded an episode and then realized afterwards something happened where after I hit record,
nice.
I'm still learning how to use this damn recorder.
Yeah, surely you didn't think anything would be easy with us.
I saw.
No, not really.
I think I saw an episode of Marin that this happened on. You ever listen to Mark Maron, his podcast? Yeah. But he did the whole fucking sitcom where, I guess it's a sitcom. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's where he's doing his fucking podcast and shit from his garage. Mm-hmm. I think there was one episode where he totally did a whole fucking interview. It was one of his coup de grace or whatever, and he's like, I didn't even fucking record it.
Well, that's one thing. Every time something like that happens, it triggers something in my mind to remember for the next time. So
yeah.
So I left off my whole Eddie Van Halen tribute at the very beginning.
Oh man, yeah, that was gold. Sorry.
So here's the Eddie. Pouring some out for Eddie right now.
That's it.
Seriously though, go listen to Eruption live from Tokyo. It's bad as hell.
Recording all that.
But I'm not gonna go through and redo my whole Eddie Van Halen thing.
Let's discuss that motherfucker again.
Left off everything that Jason said about Van Halen. All that good shit.
It's probably best you leave that stuff off. I mean, honestly,
it's popular opinion in this day and age.
All I'm saying is if you millennials are out there, listen to Jump. It's the best song ever written.
So what we're going to do is
what they instructed the 9/11 people to do.
That's Plan B. Plan A is stairwells, dude. Come on, man. Too soon.
God. So since I fucked it all
Actually,
up.
too late because we're a month behind now. Sorry, go ahead.
Since I fucked it all up, we're going in a totally different direction. I'm not going to ask you what you did and what you did and what you did. We'll that'll come up at some point.
Yeah.
Dr. Circustine, Black Hand, Fire Marshal Bill. We'll get around to all that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Toe Jam.
Let's talk about flight risk. So I'm talking to Flight Risk, and I've got Jason Reniger. Is that how you say your last name?
Sometimes.
Renegade.
So like Dr. Circusstein, however you want to say it, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I named that band like that. But we'll get to that at a later date.
Joey Prater.
That's the one.
Travis Lee Overcash. Brian Altman. I said it a minute ago, but I love you guys, and I just think the music you play is so good, so much fun. I don't have to say it. Anybody that's seen you play knows that. How did this band come together?
Well, Brett wanted to throw us all in a fucking band together.
Yeah.
He was trying to start a rap rock band with Brian. And we lost the DJ. The DJ got his computer stolen. So we were at square one.
Yeah. And then, DJs are such fragile musicians.
Right?
They have no other tools.
As soon as they get some spyware, they're done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
we were supposed to be doing a band. I don't even know what the hell it was supposed to be called. Fire Marshal Bill kind of was fizzling, and we could feel it. Mm-hmm. And we started kind of putting ducks in a row with the rap rock band, but that didn't fizzle to anywhere.
Yeah.
But we ended up recruiting Brian over here after a South Carolina football game.
Oh. Yeah. Was that the Cox?
I went and saw the Cox play.
Oh.
And
nice.
I was talking about playing the mandolin, and he's like, well, I've got an upright bass. And I was like, well, shit, let's start a bluegrass band.
Yeah.
And that's the Flight Risk.
Yeah. so the rap rock band, was it going to be anything like Limp Bizkit?
Where the fuck is the upright bass? Where'd you
it was going to be on the more aggressive side. We did have a rapper for a slight time.
Yeah.
And he was a badass, actually. Like, he was he was
kind
of like Chuck D style.
Yeah.
He had some good hooks, and he would crack us up. Yeah. But he was not able to come around consistently.
Okay. Yeah.
That was the problem. You know musician problems.
Story goes on.
But he had damn good lines, honestly.
I got a different recollection.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
I knew Brett when he was in diapers. I mean, I ran around with his aunts.
Yeah.
And I'd moved back to Charlotte, and I ain't seen Brett since he was, 8, 9 years old, running around whatever bar I'd happen to go watch a show at. And his aunt, Mish, she was like, you got to play with my nephew. No, I ain't playing with him. You got to play with my nephew.
Yeah.
And I started posting these little songs I was doing on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And with my little digital drums, and Brett he would dog me. He would just run me into the ground. We got to play. And he just kept on and on and on. I was like, fine, I'll play with you. And he talked about that rap thing Joey just mentioned.
Yeah.
And I never got called. Whatever. And then I had tickets to the game, and I was like, I hadn't seen Brett in 20 years plus.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to go to the game? Come on, let's go to the game. And he brought Joey with him. Before he showed up, he was like, now Joey don't want to play music anymore. Joey, he just burned out. He just don't want to do nothing. Be real nice to Joey. Joey's sensitive. And then he mentioned the man, and of course I'm just being nice to Joey. I got to stand up. And we went to the game, got shit-faced, had a good time, come back, and next thing you know, we're playing in Brett's living room with a stand-up in the mandolin. Yeah. And then we kept looking for a singer, and we had Chuck pop up. He came out one time, and he went running as fast as he could. And Jason walked through the door with green hair, and I was done.
Yeah.
I was like, green hair? Okay, cool. That works.
What's the fucking premise under that? Like, I can't even remember exactly. I could probably, scroll back through my Facebook Messenger messages and, figure out why, because there was I left Dr. Circusstein, and I was like, I gotta find a band. There's the only, one band that I've ever, wanted to be in Charlotte, and that was Fire Marshal Bill. I was like, what the fuck are those guys doing? I haven't seen Fire Marshal Bill play in a while. I'd heard, Brett had just, fucking got up and left in the middle of a goddamn set. I don't even know if it was in the middle of a set. It may have been
the first song.
Yeah, okay, first song. Yeah.
So what show was that?
I was at the Kagan Q.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so obviously Brett's not fucking with them right now, and my whole thing was so I don't know if this should be on the record or not. Either way, there were extenuating circumstances centered around drummers in my other band at the time. I'm like, maybe I can get Brett to come and play my drums, and this is going to totally fuck up the recording thing. So how long is it going to take before this plays? Or you can just edit this out and we can do an outtakes kind of thing.
I can edit it all.
Okay,
I can edit anything.
Well, I'm not going to go into it. Either way, I was in need of a drummer for my new musical project because I was trying to do this other band called Shots Fired, and it didn't totally work out. Yeah, I actually tried Joey out for Shots Fired.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a trip-hop thing, and like I was trying to find a drummer, a bass player, and a guitar player to do some kind of like Portishead-y, kind of like Tom Waitsy, kind of like fucking tricky thing. It was going to be really weird. It was going to be really weird and very cool. Yeah. But, like, you know, way ahead of its time. People aren't ready for that shit. But Joey wasn't ready for it either. Nope. And so, like, I ended up with, like, a weird jam band where I was playing keyboards, and it was, like, really bad. But, yeah, so we terminated that project. And, did you ask me to come?
I think it was Brett.
Okay, because I can't remember, because, like, Brett was, like, really, like, looking for some shit. And I don't know if I found him or he found me.
He found you. Because you would come in and sang on MTV Got Off the Air. And, And
it was like, it was kismet. It was actually like good timing because I quit fucking Dr. Suckerstein and, you know, because we weren't recording shit at the time. And then it was like, they want to play music. So I came along and they want to do Hot Trash, which was the song that I had just written. And they were like, nah, we don't want to play Hot Trash over there. And I'm like, you guys want to play Hot Trash? And they're like, yeah. So like, all right, cool.
From outer space, with a fucked up face, grind my gears while you shift me down, grind my face, many ways to child, take a break to change my time, take a bath in my broken shower, set my dick on fire, hot slap on a rusty wine, never seen her since, give me a break, I'll never smell your tits. Light me up, light my real red, shake my oil while you give me head, fuck her like she's dead, smell slag ain't common taste, drinking antifreeze, sky my dick on your wounded knees. Listen to chug, suck my fork, on the motorcade, tracks, big better hot trash.
We're a band now.
I love that
So
song.
we became a band under circumstances of Hot Trash.
Yeah, we couldn't understand you for the first year, though.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
We heard
It's all about
heard the
cadence.
lyrics. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, you don't want to know what I'm saying. I mean, or you do. Wink.
I definitely listened to it before, but one night I was doing when I was doing my live broadcast on Facebook, one night I did like an early hour, like 7 o'clock or something, because Eric wanted to hear me do it. And I was trying to play like all kind of tame stuff that hour, and I was like, I'm going to play a Flight Risk song. I'm going to play Hot Trash. I played that, and I started listening to it. I'm like, yeah, this
Totally
this doesn't really go with tame.
No.
Well,
It
it's out there.
sounds tame, but
It's just a blues song.
Well, I figured with a name like Hot Trash, but still,
Yeah.
not that any like 8-year-olds were listening to my Facebook Live. So I wasn't too worried about it. So you played your first show. You played at Tommy's, right?
Yeah.
And how long had you been playing together before you played that first show?
3 months. 3 months with Jason, 6 months with Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
They were still pretty fresh, when I came along. They had some things already worked out. Like, they had totally different names. Like, they're...
ISIS killed my baby.
Yeah.
I remember that song.
Yeah. It was like, they had, like, all I only knew it as, like, ISIS. Like, they honestly, like, they come up with these weird working titles for songs to remember, like, something about the song or whatever. I came into ISIS ate my baby or whatever the fuck.
ISIS killed my baby.
Killed my baby, I'm sorry. Ooh, excuse me.
Fingers make bunnies.
Fingers make bunnies, yeah.
Pound Divine.
Pound Divine, yeah.
Whenever we do that, it usually ends up sticking. And that's why some of our songs, it doesn't happen too much anymore, but some of our songs don't really make sense with the title. Bleed was like that. We didn't have any lyrics or anything, but that's kind of how that song that starts off bleed. So that became Bleedably.
We got a whole fucking song written like that in
When we
there.
first
man.
got together,
Oh,
we only
goddamn
made
thing.
one rule.
Yeah.
And that's just have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what to play. Don't tell me what to play. Just have fun.
It's bullshit. These motherfuckers been yelling at me for months.
Oh man, no, we're like James Brown.
faster.
Only like we don't pay you anyway, so it's not like we can
Too fast.
we can't like penalize you monetarily because we don't pay you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just
Ever.
when in doubt, go as fast as possible. And if
Yeah.
I feel like the song is going to change, go 2 more times.
Yeah, there you go. That's you gave away the secret. Okay, so you might have to edit that part out. That's giving away a trade secret.
That's
What's the secret sauce?
That's not
man.
the secret sauce. That's like ingredient to the secret sauce.
Yes, yeah, I'm
It's
not
like you ever
gonna
make a
do it.
roux? Like, I mean, you know how you make gumbo? Like, I mean, gumbo is gumbo. Well, then you have, like, different steps
Other
in the
ingredients.
gumbo. Like, it's some preparatory shit, you know? That's why I verbally abuse you guys sometimes, because I need you raw, you know? Because the song demands it, you know? So I antagonize you with menacing keyboard sounds and aggressive microphone effects. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cat's out of the bag. Edit that out.
That was a lot of secrets.
Get that out.
Strike it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I love hearing edit
that
that
from
out
Rick.
on all my
Yeah.
podcasts.
Oh.
It's the best part of a podcast.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're
Just-
going to edit that out later.
Just edit out where I say edit that out. That's like really the only part you need to edit out.
They didn't edit that out,
Yeah.
and I probably won't
I'm
edit
making you
that out.
earn it. That's why. Yeah.
We were talking about. I asked about the first show you played. I don't think I was there. I think it took you guys played a couple of times. I think before I got to see you. Who else played at that first show?
Radius Test and some Bluefish.
Little Bluefish.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was supposed to be Witch Motel, which I'm sure you're
Ah.
familiar with.
Yeah, I know them.
But for some reason, they weren't able to do it. I think they had a reformation of some sort.
Yeah, they had some things going on at some point.
Some
yeah.
flip-flopping.
And
Brett
then-
was all about playing
Great
live.
band though. I love Witch Motel.
He
Like,
basically
they're really
said,
good.
we got a show at Tommy's in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know if we had enough material, so that song Socialize, I think we wrote that like 3 days before Tommy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bare bones. Like we straight up raw dogged that song.
I posted it
It's
online
good.
and told the guys that they were playing it on Saturday.
Yeah.
3 days later.
It was great. It was great. It went away really well, I think.
Yeah, we always tried to start out first, especially coming from the Fire Marshal Bill. We like being in that runner-up spot,
Yeah.
and leave it to the other people to try and figure out what the hell they just followed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like playing first. I mean, I prefer to play sort of in the middle, but I'd rather play first than last.
Oh yeah.
But I do like the thing about playing first is like I want to play and I want to put on the best show I can,
Oh yeah.
and then make the other bands follow that.
That keeps you on your toes.
And we like to
Yeah.
drink.
And I ain't gonna say that we've always played. There's that too.
I mean, you
Yeah.
put us at the end of the night, it could get
It's
interesting.
only going to get worse and worse for me the longer I have to wait to play. I'm definitely
Yeah.
just going to be at a bar.
We had that issue too sometimes.
Yeah.
So
They kind of provoke you with it. I mean, I don't want to, blame it on the bar because it's definitely not the bar.
No.
Because, a bar's going to shit in the woods no matter what. Yeah, it's an analogy. Don't worry, guys.
He's making room.
Yeah. I'm writing a song here.
like I said, I do want to talk about Tommy's a little bit, and so I don't know if we want to. If we want to go ahead and talk about Brett and then lead into that, or if we just want to go ahead and just talk about Tommy's and then we can come back around to talking about their support and everything for that. But
Bust the cherry, man.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just go ahead and go to that. So Travis, you're in the band now.
Yep.
How long have you been in the band? You made that announcement earlier this year.
Fuck, how long have I been in the band now?
that's like, do you know what today is?
So a few months.
two-
It's
Three
your
months.
2-month
3
anniversary.
months.
Yeah,
You've
it's
been playing
probably
for-
been like
for a few
3
months.
months, maybe.
Yeah, it's not been long.
We started
Yeah.
practicing at my place in the garage, and then we came over here to Jason's, and we practiced in a much smaller space than what you just walked through. And it was so fucking loud. I mean, it's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
Quite loud.
But if you had your way, you wouldn't be playing in this band.
no, I've always been like an honorary member. I played the electric triangle and shit, So yeah, I've definitely. But this is not the way I wanted to be in a band.
Yeah.
But
He's pretty famous.
Because we lost somebody, a great person that everybody loved, in order for you to be here. And that almost derailed the band. I mean, that everybody was ready to give it up. And I completely understand that.
For a time.
But I also felt like, even when you said that, I was like, give them a little bit of time. They're going to want to do it for him.
I mean, I could never let go of the songs that that we've written with Brett. Like, I mean, the songs that we've made, like, I mean, we made them with him, like, as an integral part of the creative process. And that's how we write songs. We write songs as a band. We don't write it, you know, like, here's the song. You guys play your parts. And, you know, maybe that's lazy on any of our behalf because we don't bring a whole song to the table or whatever. But it's like, I like the creative process of everybody, like, dipping in, you know. I mean, we're all fucking, you know.
Yeah. It's like that song Trigger. We wrote Trigger and Brett was shit-faced at practice. Hell, we all were.
Yeah.
And Brett's leaned up against the wall and he just kicks into his beat. And I just start playing along with him.
Yeah.
And, oh, we got a new song.
Yeah, me and Brett wrote some fucking drunken, disorderly songs, you know, like on the fly. Like, Dick Shit is a Brett manifestation through me, like in a, you know, just a weird musical fucking, you know, presentation, you know. But like 90% of the shit that we ended up putting in that song was like some weird drunken shit that Brett said to me while we were like, you know, just riffing in the band room.
I mean,
you know, searching for the good times.
He was a centerpiece.
Yeah. And I didn't know him that well, but everybody I've heard talk about him, and he just seemed like a super funny
As
guy.
I mentioned earlier,
He was a dick.
He was a dick, yeah, but I mean, like,
But he was our dick.
Yeah.
I mean, you would, back in the 80s, 90s or whatever, you'd go to any club and you see this little rat running around.
Yeah, no, that was how I remember
What the hell is he
Brett.
doing
Like, when I
there?
first met Brett, like, he was a little fucking kid running around Fat fucking City. Like,
I'm sure he was at some shows I was at
he was,
back in the day.
Yeah, he was
I mean, he
a
was raised
fixture
by
on the
the Charlotte
scene
music
at a very young age.
And
And
he represented in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
He was a cool kid, but he was also a little shit. And like, you know, he grew into a big shit, and you know, it was perfect for us because we're all fucking shits for the most part.
He grew into a mighty
in our own
giant
special
turd.
way.
And
Yeah,
He was blunt.
Yeah.
and that was everything that we ever needed for what we're doing. Like, because I mean that's what gives what we do like its fucking stank, in my opinion. You know, it's like.
It was fun to fucking watch.
Yeah, because, you know, fuck them all, raise hell, you know, and that was the way.
You know, if we had anything, you know, we could just jam some shit out and add some dynamics to it.
Yeah.
That's all that fucking mattered. Just throw some shit at their face. Fast, slow.
They might like it.
It's all good.
Yeah.
You know? Just punch them in the face.
Let
Hope
the
for the
good
best.
times
I
roll.
mean, Joey had played with Brett for, you know, forever.
Yeah.
And Brett was, I mean, there's a bond between the bass player and the drummer, and me and him didn't even have to think about it. So in practice, I mean, we could just sit there and just knock out song after song after song. Remember him was a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming back to it, it was definitely like, we have to write this song?
When you find that drummer that you work with so well,
Brett
that's
was
always
that
good.
for me.
What was the recipe that got us to this song? Alright, so it's like 15 taps, 15 shots of scotch.
About Brett was, you know, you didn't really have to think about what the hell you were doing. You just had to know where you were going.
And hang on, because you never knew where he was going.
And and the thing is, you know, you just keep plowing through it. And, you know, eventually, if you got where you're going, you could get something laid down. But,
Yeah, I mean, really, like, your guys' chemistry was, like, what drove me to you guys, because it was, like, I can totally just write whatever the fuck over top of this shit, because y'all just fucking, like, riff. You know, you groove together, like, you just make sense out of some weird shit that doesn't really make total sense. And I was like, yeah, this is a cool fucking thing to be part of, so.
One thing that always amazed me, though, is Joey could be over here talking to so-and-so, and Brett could be turned this way, and like a song like Feed Your Habit, where they start together.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't even be looking at each other, paying attention to each other, all of a sudden just, bam, they'd kick right into it, like, perfect.
Yeah.
They just had that kind of connection.
Sometimes.
So did he play backwards because it's like that's how you set up in the band room, or
he originally started playing backwards.
Because he's ugly.
No, it's not.
Because this
that
butt crack is
bullshit.
very attractive.
Don't listen to that shit. Nah,
Love you, Brett.
it's all because we used to play at Tommy's. We were the house band for Tommy's for, you know, a 2-year stint.
Yeah.
If they had a band drop out, they would be like, "Hey, you guys want to play?" And we'd be like, "That suffices a practice. So cool, you know."
Yeah. You guys
And-
were always playing at Tommy's.
And
Forever.
with that tiny ass room and our big ass amps,
Yeah.
it was hard for him to hear what the hell we were doing.
Okay. Yeah.
So we would corner our cabinets,
yeah.
and he would set up facing them so he could hear.
Play into my face.
Because we had to have so many different cues
Yeah.
that he would have to be,
Yeah.
cued in on, that he had to play backwards, and it stuck over the last, probably, only last year or so of Fire Marshal Bill, but it carried over.
Yeah. It's like me and Eric have talked about how, because we play in the band room, we're all facing each other, about how we'd like to do that on
Similar.
stage, but like not necessarily like kind of face inward or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
like, I don't
yeah.
know. But it does make sense.
That's kind of how we
You
were
turn
set up
the
at
drummer
Tommy.
around to face the amps.
Yep.
Because a lot of times, if you're playing in a place that doesn't have monitors,
Yep.
you're just like, okay, I hope this is right.
Yeah.
For the drummer, because the drummer's just going and you're just,
Yeah, I think that's where shows should go. Like moving forward, is playing in the round. I mean, it's like put the band in the middle, all looking at each other. Put some speakers facing out. Everybody can be out there, like in an
And
increasing spectrum.
There's a bunch
around
of subtle
it, so.
cues that go on when a band's playing. That the average person don't really, unless they're a musician, they don't
Yeah.
understand.
oh yeah. I
But
know.
the way you look at somebody, the way you nod your head, oh, he did a little hi-hat thing over here. It's time to change.
Yeah.
So it really helps with that.
Jason's got a lot of looks.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the songwriting process.
Winks and nods
Especially
help
when
me
you
a
play
lot.
schizophrenic
Yeah.
music like the Fire Marshal Bill stuff or flight risk stuff.
There's a lot of times when we're playing, I'll turn around and sort of face Ben and not look at the crowd. I'll turn around and sing, but I'll turn around and face Ben most of the time just to lock sync with him and just.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Soda's fault, but ADD is rampant in musicians, and the tendency to want to really groove on a riff or whatever. Just it's a rampant thing, in music today. Just sometimes you got to be like, hey, it's time to go to that next part.
I already forgot it.
Yeah, it's like I just kind of went into the zone. I mean that happens to me. Like if I'm ever really playing in a song, I'll just get in the groove and I'm like, oh shit, we're coming to that next part. And then I have to cue up things in my brain.
But getting back to Brett, Def, you go through many stages of grief. First you're
Yeah.
in shock, and then you get pissed off about everything, and then you're in denial. I mean, you're just and eventually you get to the point where you kind of accept it and you start laughing about it, sort of.
Yeah.
And just remembering all the good, crazy
Yeah.
times. And so we've been through the ringer the last few months.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we've had our ups and downs, and some days are good, some days are bad. But
It was hard for the music scene in general, but I know it was really hard for you guys. And
Yeah.
I've said this before, but the fact that we haven't had a chance to properly send them off really sucks, and not really knowing when we can do that. But I know, you guys need that closure for sure, I'm sure.
And one thing we did was we still talked to each other, us three. But the band chats were getting a little bit further and further. It used to be nonstop, and then they started, to be later in the day or whatever.
Yeah.
That's one thing Travis really, when he kind of said, let's play. And we finally decided we want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just sitting there just chatty-patty, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
But it keeps us together.
Yeah.
I mean, Brett was our glue, and Travis, bless his heart, is trying his hardest.
I'm not as good at memes. I haven't got that technical.
He was the
like
master.
Yeah.
that. I haven't got that technical.
Well, that's the thing about Brett,
Like a secret identity or anything.
he was a dark bastard,
Yeah.
And honestly, it might sound fucked up or whatever,
He would
but
say the things you thought but didn't want to say.
Fucking
but if you think about it, how he went out, I mean, it's a fucked up situation. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah, totally.
but he wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Nah.
He wanted to go out in a flaming ball of fire.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he was always a fucking rough and tumble fuck.
That's how he wanted it.
He's a good soul.
That's kind of how I've come to accept
Yeah.
it myself. Is like it's a sad situation,
Mm-hmm.
but honestly, it's right up Brett's alley.
Yeah.
And the
You know,
fact that he's got
maybe
all
not the
these
manner.
T-shirts out there,
He's a shooting star.
Right?
he's got all this money for his big
There's a fucking
memorial that we
cliche
still
ass
got.
fucking
We're still
song
planning.
about it.
Yeah.
Just the whole community support, everybody coming together, to help him out and his memory out. He would be sitting there just gloating ear to ear.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
to
yeah.
see his face on it or him on a T-shirt.
Oh, he's been immortalized.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all you want as a musician, right?
Yeah, nah, he was always like a fixture, you know. It was like, Radic was a fixture, like, back in the day, you know. But I'd always seen Brett, like, even when he was a little kid, like, at shows. And then, like, I was playing shows with Brett. And then it was like I was in Brett's band. And it was cool, you know. I mean, he was always a fucking cool cat to be around musically.
Yeah, it's devastating.
Motivating.
Gone. But like Joey said, honestly, I don't think he would want to go out any other way.
I can't see it happening any other way.
No, I think he would totally want us to quit. He'd be like, yeah, totally, just fucking quit. Just quit, because I'm gone. You can't do it without me, motherfuckers.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah. But he'd do it, like, you know, tauntingly. Yeah. Like, yeah, but you couldn't do it without me. Try to do it without me. That's just me. I want to give him the satisfaction of seeing us try. And, you know, I think he would love to see us fucking try it with Travis. Because, like, I mean...
Oh, you know, he and Travis got along so
yeah, no, you guys are kindred fucking spirits, man.
I talked a lot of shit. I love that fucking dude, man. I really did.
He was a crazy bastard.
Yeah, he's fun to play. Like, anytime we play together, man, me and that motherfucker just ching. You know what I mean? We click, dude. You know?
Travis is up there fucking, like... dance around in the front row and like, I'm spilling my drink everywhere,
He was very front and center.
Hell yes!
That's
I
Travis.
saw the fucking one-man pit.
Yes, one
I
man
was all
mosh
into
pit.
that because I'm all into the mosh pit guys. You know? I'm all running to make contact, you know?
Oh, God.
I'm like a linebacker over there. I'm like, oh, somebody's up for contact. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, really, like, that was kind of what it was about, you know?
Right.
And I know we already talked about it on Travis's episode, but I really can't think of anybody else that could have filled his shoes at all.
I ain't pulled it off yet.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, still remains to be seen. Stay tuned.
We're a band, but I mean, it's all about having fun. We're friends first. And, you know, who's our number one friend that can play drums? Duh.
Yeah, fuck yeah. This is fucking awesome. I'm getting better.
You can pick a better guy. He's a damn good drummer.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal fucking drummer, and he's a fucking awesome friend. So it's like, really, like, the trifecta, like, you don't have to find a drummer and then be like, do we like this guy? You know, it's like, I mean, it's like, okay, he can play some drums, but, like,
meh. Really deal with all of our
I mean, it's like, you know, is he a paranoid schizophrenic?
And
is he taking medication for his paranoid schizophrenia?
Probably.
You know, maybe. But, you know, with this guy, like, we know what we're in for.
Yeah.
Because, like, as to my knowledge, he's not stabbed any of his bandmates in at least the last two bands he's been in.
Or you gotta worry about him pouring beer on you.
What? I might do that.
You do.
I know all the time. It was some time
Those
ago.
early practices at my place were sketched because there was a lot of drinking involved in that shit.
Yeah.
And mainly it was, you know,
Well, I imagine
me
that
and Jason for the most part.
that was probably a part of the healing process, too, though.
It was.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fucking
It was
fun.
an excuse to get together and just, you know, see your friends.
Yeah.
Since we started, we practiced about once a damn week.
Yeah.
I went through a period where I took my bass out in the backyard and I made a big bonfire and I burned it. And I didn't play for about a decade.
Oh, really?
And I just kept, and this was pre-internet, pre-cell phones, and I
Yeah.
kept looking back going, man, all that stuff, and I have no memories of it, and I can't go back. And after Brett died, I was sitting there talking to Joey, and that's one thing I kept telling him, you know, is make memories, you know, do anything you want to do it now.
Yeah.
All right.
And after, like I said, after Brett died, I was talking to Joey, and it's like, you know, we got this, you know, we got a CD. I'm so glad we recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, and everybody was kind of spaced out. I don't want to play no more. I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do this. And it's like, well,
So the reason I came to the Flight Risks was because I wanted to record some shit because I had almost died from a stroke. So, like, I wanted to record the songs that I'd written with Dr. Circustine, and at the time, they were like, yeah, we should do that. down the road. And I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, kind of need to do it right now. It's like, I could die. And if I die, then I will never have recorded these songs. And for whatever egocentric thing that I have in my fucking psyche, I need this like fucking legacy thing. Like,
Well, you want to document it.
yeah, I mean, we're not we don't have fucking obelisks that we etch our history on like in the ancient Egyptian times. You know, it's like, you know, this is my history. This is who I was. You know, we don't leave our mark. We leave it through our music. At least that's how I see it anyway. And it's kind of this whole like Bard's Tale kind of bullshit. But, you know, I wanted to record music and they weren't ready. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck y'all. I'm going to go over here. These guys are ready to fucking do some shit. We fucking did some shit and we fucking recorded some of those songs, you know. I mean, like most of our songs we like actually had
12
recorded.
out of 14 at the time.
12 out of 14 songs,
Yeah.
you know, and it was studious. Like, I mean, we did that shit, what, in 2 years? Like, 2 years of playing together. Whereas, like, I was playing with this band, which I dearly love. I mean, they're all bosom fucking buddies of mine. I love them to death. And I will record music with them. But it's a very slow process. And I appreciate the diligence and urgency of how we recorded the music that we recorded. And, you know, fucking, I'm glad that we did it because now Brett's not here. So we were able to capture it mostly, you know. And that's fucking, you know, that's golden shit. Like, I mean, that was the thing that I was afraid of. And that's why that has happened.
We walked in the catalyst, plugged in one day, basically recorded everything live almost in one day.
That's what we always do. And Ben will sometimes say, like, man, I wish we had more time to record so we could, like, do it 2 or 3 times. Like, wow, we knocked it out the first time.
You get into a rabbit hole then.
It's like, you know,
yeah, exactly.
But
no reason.
Joey calls me every day and we talk pretty much all day long. And after the Brett thing, you know, it's like, I don't want to look back 10 years from now, because I'd already gone through my 10 years. I don't look back 10 years from now saying, I wish I could play just one more show.
Yeah.
Just one more show.
Yeah.
So that's what we live for, is playing live.
Yeah.
You know, all this other stuff, no, we like to play live. We like to be around our friends and have
Same
a good
here.
time. And it's like, well, all right, I guess we're playing again. And that was a turning point for me.
Yeah, I gotta get my kicks, man.
'Cause I don't want to go through another decade and go, just one more time.
I can't not play
We'll get back
music.
to that in a minute as well. But we do want to talk about Tommy's and how you've already kind of mentioned how the music community kind of came together to help honor Brett and, you know, buy the T-shirts, buy the CDs, raise some money and all that. Tommy's was very instrumental in that. And you already said that you, for a little while, Fire Marshal Bill was the Tommy's house band for a little while. Flight Risk pretty much became sort of the Tommy's house band.
We follow in the
So
same.
Tommy's is like sort of your home, I would
Definitely.
Jamie and Stacy are family as far as I'm concerned.
say.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie and Stacy are wonderful, and I love that place. So I want to talk about them a little bit, and how much they've done, and how much they continue to do, even now that they're struggling to stay there.
Yeah.
And they're open again, so struggling to stay open. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
because
they can't
even
do
get the
nearly
business that
what
they
they
need.
should be able to do.
But they've still, like, anytime I've talked to Jamie about, like, man, maybe if we can do a live stream from here and maybe raise some money for Tommy's, like, nah, man, if we do that, I want you to raise money for the band. I don't care about Tom. You know,
That's Jamie.
that's Jamie.
We've
Yeah.
offered him
He's very
money, we've offered
altruistic.
him
Like,
everything.
yeah.
He won't take it. He's
He's
so
the most-
stubborn and headstrong. But I respect
Yeah.
that.
I have
I do
more
too.
Tommy's T-shirts now than I definitely need
Any other band.
whatsoever. Yeah, exactly.
I don't ever
Nothing
want them
he
to
built,
not
what
be
he
a
got,
fixture in the
everything
Charlotte
that's on the
scene.
head, he-
Right now, he's battling governor's orders and staying open. Well, he can't reopen again outdoors. We talked about that a little while ago.
Yeah,
but
he
then
can do his
that
like
was-
10 people or
on the-
whatever.
the
15
lost
people.
recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went over this past Saturday, and when I got there weren't that many people there.
Yeah.
But when I left, more people were showing up. So I was like, okay, I'm going to leave so they can.
Yeah, I got a revolving door.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of like,
people
and I think that's the way it's going to be for a little while. Everybody's going to go over there, drink a couple of beers, and then respectfully move so somebody else can come in.
Yeah.
But man, I can't wait till we can just go over there and just hang out and see each other. But I think it's cool that he also supports everything. Like, he's supporting Joey, you, and your photography,
Yeah.
Right.
and has all your pictures there. And I bought one. They're all great. And I was looking through them, going, man, I don't know which one I want to buy. And then I saw that one in No Anger Control, and it spoke to me. I was like, that's the one right there.
You know, you can talk about the Charlotte music scene, but I mean, there's definitely a lot of fractured music scenes. But
Yeah,
Tommy's pub music scene
Yeah.
is one of its own.
it's family over there
It's unfracturable overall, I would say.
for the
Yeah.
most part.
Seems.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You don't have to worry about anything.
no.
Nobody's going to give you any grief. You can wear whatever you want to wear. There's no cool kids, not cool kids. You're accepted for who you are.
Move around and have a good time. Yeah.
And if you're having ishes, well, they'll dust you up, pick you up, and send you on your way.
Yeah, I've definitely had to been bandaged up a few times. So. literally.
Yeah, you got stabbed.
I was gonna say I've never been knifed at Tommy's pub. Like, I mean, of all the pubs I've been in, least amount of knifings at
I
Tommy's.
filled my shoe up full of blood over there, man.
I remember that
Jamie's like,
night.
hey, Trav, I think you're bleeding to death over there, man. Fuck.
But it looked out for you though.
Yeah, absolutely. You got me cleaned up on the way.
There's a Band-Aid. Get back to playing.
Exactly.
Well, I personally have never been knifed at Tommy's. I mean, I can't speak for everybody in the
I
band.
did it to myself.
But you know, I mean, well,
Yeah, but even in those times where Jamie's haven't been open, haven't done anything, he's still doing stuff for other people.
Yeah.
And he wants he'll fight you. He don't want nothing in return. It's like, come on, man, let me give you something.
He's a good heart.
And the fact that technically other bars and pubs or whatever in the same situation, they're ideally his competition. But he don't care. He's putting joint things together of all these places
to raise money for everybody.
He's making sure everybody survives.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is. Say what you will, but Tommy's Pub is kind of like the hub of the punk scene.
Yeah, I'd say that for sure.
And Stacy's one hell of a cook, man. Some good damn food out of that place when they had them bake sales.
yeah. I mean, honestly, like
I can't really
they're,
eat sweets
they're
that much, but
dipping into like the other ways. Like, I mean, they it's pulled out talents. Like, I mean, they've had their potlucks whatever, where
Makers
they
markets and shit.
yeah, like beforehand though. I mean, like they would do like Thanksgiving and stuff at the old Tommy's pub.
So if you didn't have anywhere to go, you could
Yeah,
always go to
I mean,
Tommy's.
like they'd have like some hot plates up, set up, and everything. And I never knew that that they were good at making food and stuff. Like, yeah, those pies are on point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got this
Cheesecake's something
this
else.
shepherd's pie from them. It was phenomenal.
Anytime we played there, Jamie, he just said, you can do anything you want. And it's got one rule. Okay, you listen intent, think it's going to be something serious. Just don't break my windows. It's like, thank you.
No, that's easy.
Yeah.
That's the easiest
I
rule.
rarely ever break windows. Like it is like a cold day in hell when I'm like breaking a window.
Jamie, you do realize
Yeah.
I'm going to show laser porn on your ceiling. It's okay. Just don't break the windows.
Give me a cigarette.
may have said don't shine lasers into the street, or was that just our rule?
That was our
Like
rule.
that was just our like our inner rule. Don't shine lasers into the street.
So
Because
whose idea
my
was the
blind
lasers? Was that your idea?
Yeah, just I don't know, just
Irreparable
whatever.
damage. That's why we were shining on the
I
scene.
thought about like bringing our own light show, like bringing some lights and stuff, but I just always feel weird about it.
Best
That's-
show in Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Only by
are you going to set up your
Rocker
lights after our lights?
Yeah, I'm not
are
gonna
already
steal
set
it now,
up?
but-
Good fucking luck.
I wasn't thinking of like a laser
Those
lights
lights
either, but I was
go
thinking
first.
of other lights. But, you know, I don't know. It just seems like a lot of work. So it's cool that you guys do that.
I just take up 2 poles, set them up, and it's done.
Yeah. So can you program that to do anything, or does it have like preset
Yeah, you
things?
gotta-
It's got limits.
Don't
It's
tell
like
them.
decade-old technology.
Yeah.
And that
But
was- and
yeah,
that-
you can pretty much
Secrets.
do anything you want.
Okay, because I saw the
Yeah,
laser
I mean,
light
it was
show.
like,
they did
what
it at
was it,
Shield Museum last year, but like they used to do back in the 80s.
Yeah,
and
like
90s.
Motley Crue. Like
Yeah.
they used to do like the laser show for
Laser
Shout Out
Metallica.
the Devil. Yeah, that was what it was. Shout Out the Devil. Yeah. Back
mean,
when they had like
I
the
spent about a
one that
month
would
trying to
pick
learn
up,
all this
it
old,
would spin around.
Yes, yes.
trying to learn how to read Chinese. Cheap Chinese lights. And we
Yeah,
originally
awesome
we tried to
film,
time it
so,
up because it'd have like all the scenes to the songs, and it told a story up there on
Oh, yeah.
with the lights. And
Brett
it's
just played backwards.
Brett just sat there laughing our ass. He's like, it ain't gonna work like that. And we tried that first show, going, okay, now wait, go. Yeah, I think that lasted maybe two shows.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, just turn it on, and let her fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to follow the dot. I was like, oh, we're not even at the circle where it's like, boop.
Yeah, that was a clock.
Okay, now we got to start the next song. Yeah, no, we were definitely not in sync with our light show. But, you know, it's fun.
There are moments.
Yeah.
There are
I
moments.
mean, it wasn't exactly thought
It does
out.
sync
It's just,
up if you do it like,
oh, this
you
is
know,
super
Pink
cheap, let me
Floyd,
buy it.
fucking,
Yeah.
You know, next thing I know, it's like, oh, this is kind of
Wizard of
fun.
Oz style.
Well, you and the videos and stuff. So you must dig playing around with that kind of technology because you make all
I've
kinds
got
of really cool
time to
videos.
toil.
Okay, you got plenty of time. You make videos for not only for the band, but you've made them for yourself in the past. And that was one thing I wanted to get back around to. Was you said you didn't play for about a decade.
Yeah, about a decade.
Before that,
Maybe more.
did you play in any bands, or have you always just kind of played for yourself?
I played.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. I played in Charlotte with a band called Shot Cannon. I started that up, and that was with Jordy Kelly, Jason Donaldson, Rob Husband from Time.
Yeah.
And we played one show. And Mom said, "You can't play no more rock and roll." I was like, "Okay." And I'm, 16 years old, running around with Brett's aunt, Lori and Melissa Altman. No relation, but they might as well be related.
Yeah.
And so I moved out and lived over on the streets over on North Tryon. And finally, after teeing around over there, finally took the GED, SAT, and I went up to Western Carolina, went to college up there.
Yeah.
Didn't even bring a bass. I was like, I'm not doing this. And met a guy playing acoustic guitar. Next thing I know, I'm running back to grab my bass. Here I am, right back into it again. And we started a band called Toe Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I said it.
Sorry.
It was your typical 80s. We
Like
did, Matthew Sweet was still playing clubs.
Yeah.
We had quite a decent little success, but I always refused to play in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'm not going back home, and I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
Jeremiah's was been perfect for y'all.
I was sneaking to Jeremiah's and watched God's Water and all that.
Oh yeah. I love
So
that.
that's the scene I grew up in: the Animal Bags, the God's Water.
Yeah.
Old school.
I mean, it was doing pretty good to about '96 when the stock market crashed. We had what they called a development deal with Imago where it actually paid us. But between 4 people, you didn't make no money. You always had to have other jobs. And
Yeah.
stuff. And when they dropped us in '96, I'm like, I'm done. It's time to go get an actual job.
Yeah.
That's when we went for the CIA. Oh wait, no, sorry, that was. Damn it.
So
Yeah,
I
tell them your cover
bass
story.
up, and I
Shit.
play in like a local little jam band, little biker bar band kind of thing every now and then.
Yeah.
Sweet Home Alabama kind of shit. And I had a career, and I had, raised 2 little girls, and went down to Hilton Head, lived on the sailboat, moved back up here, and started. Well, I got something to say. I'm gonna go ahead and start, writing new tunes or just playing again.
Yeah.
And that's when Brett found, saw my little shit.
Yeah. So all those videos that you put, the music that you wrote, are they from? Is that recent
They're
stuff, or is it
they're
old? Some
over
of it's
the
really
years,
old.
and
Yeah.
I'd been recording them like the last year, 2 years
Okay.
prior to this.
Yeah. And you said a while ago you're a little bullshit at electronic drums and stuff, but you do a good job, with all that stuff. I think
it was a learning curve.
Yeah, I think all that stuff sounds pretty good.
I mean, everything I do is freeware, free stuff on the cell phone or whatever. I mean, you don't know how to do anything when you start, so you got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
and you can definitely watch a little learning curve.
Oh yeah.
It's like the socialist Spike Jones.
But I ain't paying nobody for nothing.
And so Flight Risk is like the first band that you've done in a while, then, right?
Oh yeah, long time. So I'm old. I'm just having a blast.
Yeah, I mean, Brett really like.
I'm just grateful to be playing.
Yeah, Brett kind of built the band.
He did,
so to speak.
And you talked a while ago about living on a sailboat. That's still the plan in the future, right? To eventually get back on the sailboat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, after it's all said and done, I'll sail away and be a pirate somewhere.
Yeah.
At least right now. Of course, it changes day to day.
But we don't have to worry about that happening anytime soon. We can still look forward to some Flight Risk down the road.
I'm gonna play.
It really depends on the money. Like, I mean, if the money happens at the right time, right?
I'm going to play.
Yeah, that's why you're not buying your machine properly.
If the money's right, he'll have him a yacht that has a helicopter pad on it, and he can fly back and play shows.
Yeah, right. That's what. No, these guys, they've become friends. They've become brothers. And, we're going to play our live shows, period. I owe it to them, I owe it to myself, I owe it to Brett.
Yep.
And that's what he lived for. That's what we live for.
Yeah. So since Travis has been in the band, are y'all just learning the old stuff, or have you started writing new stuff? Or I imagine there's at least, like you said, there are 12 out of 14 songs.
It's not recorded.
So you've at least got 2 songs that weren't recorded.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, music's a language, and you got to learn how to talk to each other.
Yeah.
We're still filling each other out.
Yeah.
And Travis is a totally different drummer than Brett.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they play the same instrument, but they play totally different.
Yeah.
So it's just learning how, you got to build that relationship. I mean, there's a lot more relationship in making music.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to meet each other. It's not like he's learning our songs as they are. It's like we're making the songs our songs. I mean, they're coming together.
Yeah, I mean, I play like me. I don't know how really. I tried it down, give it a little Brett twist here and there when I can. Mainly just fucking a lot of rolls. He's a drum roll king. But yeah, I sit on the fucking ground and Brett sits straight up with his back straight, and all you really saw was his arms moving 90% of the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Brett was surprisingly funky.
Yeah.
And Travis is slamming in your face. So I mean, it's just takes on a different characteristic.
Yeah, I love the way that it's culminating though. It's like we're redefining our songs as they are. But they're not losing anything that they've had before.
If we go play out live, I don't think people will think it sounds different. Like, what I mean? It's still going to sound like the Flight Risk.
Yeah.
These are the little dynamics that probably nobody noticed but us.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we're learning each other, and it's getting pretty close.
So there are plans to write more songs?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I can never stop creating.
Yeah, we're in this until we're in this.
So I hope that there's another EP or CD or whatever whatever you can get out of you.
We got a good.
I mean, I just want to keep building up our repertoire. Just keep making new songs, finding out new ways of executing songs. It's just it's being creative.
At any practice, somebody can bring something up and it starts off into some new weird shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it fizzles out into nothing, and we start playing the regular set. You know what I mean?
And we have to take into account 2-3 months ago. It's like, okay, we're done. We don't want to play.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play.
Oh yeah.
So we're getting that ball rolling again.
The good thing is we got plenty of time, so you got.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen anytime over the winter. That we'll be playing shows.
I want to be able to book shows so I can really bear down and fucking make myself mad at shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, I like to play fucking shows.
Yeah.
I hate fucking practicing. You know what I mean? I hate bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have a good time and shit, but goddamn, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about playing the show.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason said a year ago. He goes, no matter what happens, I'm still going to write music. I'm still going to.
Yeah.
This is what I do. I don't know how to do anything else. This is what I do.
Yeah. I mean, what else am I going to do? Fucking invent something? Am I going to cure a thing? No. I'm gonna make fucking music. That's.
So
really just spilled the beer out?
Yeah, it was for my homie.
that's for Brett.
Nonchalantly, I didn't call attention to it because that's not punk rock.
and for Eddie Van Halen today.
We're a business.
Joey, I did want to ask you a little bit like your photography. I think you take some of the best pictures. I mean, there's a lot of good photographers in Charlotte. I think you take some of the best pictures around. Is that a hobby you've had for a long time, or is that something you picked up in the past few years?
I've been doing it for seriously for about 3 years.
Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think it was like something you'd been doing all your life.
A terribly long time. I mean, I fucked around with my dad's old film camera when I was a little kid.
Yeah, same here. I just never took it further.
I had a point and shoot here and there. I'd take it with me on vacation and fuck around.
Yeah.
But my mom gave me an old DSLR, and I was like, oh, that's the best present I ever fucking got, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just something she had and laying around, and she gave it to me. And
Yeah.
I started fucking around with it. I
started really taking pictures of other bands at our shows.
Well, it's like the nature is the stuff that I really got into, but like, when I wasn't doing that shit, I was like, well, hell, I might as well break this shit out of the show and document
That was always fun.
all these people that I'm seeing all the time. I know every musician's a fucking narcissist, so we might as well.
Waiting to see if you made the cut. Waiting to see if you made the cut on Facebook.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Because we all are, we like to see pictures of ourselves.
I love it. Anytime we play a show, I'm always looking like the next day and the day after that. Like, is anybody going to post any pictures of us?
Right.
It's
I just got so
narcissistic,
tired
I guess,
of having that situation where it's like, that was the greatest show I ever played, and nobody got any fucking pictures.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I guess I gotta fill that fucking void.
That's all right. I mean, I carried a camera around with me when I was younger. Not all the time. I found out that looking through my old pictures, I'd take it to certain shows and take a lot of pictures, and then not take it to a bunch of shows. But here lately, like having a phone that has a camera on it in your pocket all the time.
Yeah.
I always try to document the shows I go to by taking at least one picture of every band.
For sure.
But, even a few years ago, I used to carry my camera out to shows. Back when I didn't go to shows a whole lot, but when I would go,
Right.
I try to take some kind of cool pictures, but they never turned out great because my camera sucked.
And you'd play a show and you look up, through all the sweat, whatever, you look up and you see all these cameras.
Yeah.
But you never saw the footage.
Yeah.
And that's one thing after Brett died, everybody started busting out all these videos and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
I just appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love being in people's spank bank. I don't care if I never see all the videos that because honestly, people record our shows, but I never see them online. I have searched us, people aren't hashtagging us in those videos, but wherever they are, somebody recorded it because I watched them.
I think a lot of people just they take the picture or the video or whatever, and then it just stays on their phone.
Yeah,
and then nobody ever sees it.
That's what I'm saying. Your
mean
spank banks, you're in
you
there
guys
though.
Yeah, you're
It's
in there.
somebody somewhere, and after they die in some weird fucking manner, the cops are gonna get their phone. They're gonna find your video on their phone. They're like, what is this? And they're like, that's the greatest band I've ever heard. And then you're like, then Blue Lives Matter all of a sudden.
They broke up 3 years ago because nobody posted the video.
But yeah, somebody's gonna see your video one way or another. Is all I'm saying.
You want to get people out to those shows that didn't come, and you want them to see what the experience is like.
Yeah.
That's why that video footage is so important. So, maybe I should go watch that.
Well, he would document the things, making the flyers ahead of time, and I would show them what they missed out on.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose is just get people there to have that party to create those memories.
Yeah.
But yeah, you take great pictures of both. Like you said, you like nature stuff. All your nature pictures are excellent. And you do a lot of traveling. So
I do miss taking the band pictures. I'm not going to lie to you, though.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It was nice to have the pictures that weren't on somebody's flip phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I post them every time.
Yeah. You got some wild shit.
Really, and it's that kind of void. There's not enough credit that goes out to show photographers. There are people that are
Kevin McGee.
beautiful. Yeah, Kevin McGee,
Kenny Brown.
Yeah.
Freaking.
Kenny Brown's amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's the dude out of Rock Hill. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with everybody's names.
Yeah, I'm blanking.
But either way, there's a lot of people that go out and take all these very dynamic pictures of shows, and that's something that they don't get to do too. We don't get to go out and play shows. They don't get to come out and take pictures of awesome shows, and it's that's our thing. That's what we do, and that's what they do. and it's like it's
Yeah.
the symbiotic relationship.
It was kind
the
of an
art,
extra service that the Flight Risk provided.
Yeah,
If you played a show with us,
You got some cool
you're going to
shots.
get fucking documented
You'll get
at
some
the very least.
really cool
Absolutely.
profile pictures. So
Yeah.
there's- I was gonna say every musician in Charlotte's got a really cool profile picture because there's so many. There's some
Oh
great
yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Half of them are Kevin McGee or Kenny Brown or, any of those guys.
When we first got together, people weren't really putting out flyers. I mean, they had gotten so bored of it. They weren't putting out flyers. They weren't putting out any kind of, hey, we're playing here. They would just book the show.
Yeah.
And we'd do all the little spam videos and just, the bars loved it because they could see their names all over the
Yeah.
place. People say, oh, whatever's going on there, I need to go to that bar. I need to go to Milestone. I need to go to Tommy's Pub. I need to go. And then Joey come up behind with the pictures of what they missed.
Yeah.
The bar owners love that shit.
And that was one thing I was thinking about earlier today that I want to talk about was the fact that you do all those videos, and you do I remember one time it was when we played with Something Went Wrong. I'm trying to remember who else played that show, but we were looking for another band, and I was like, get the Flight Risk.
Booming us.
Yeah. I said, get the Flight Risk because they'll promote the hell out of it. Because we know that you're going to put videos up.
That's all the name of the game.
Because
Yeah,
that's one thing.
the enthusiasm.
You ain't hanging the flyers or making the videos online.
Yeah,
What the hell are you doing?
exactly. And that's one thing with Van Huskins. We always like to do I'm not going to make one flyer for the show. I'm going to make like 5 of them.
Right.
So the weeks leading up to it, you're going to see 5 different things.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if one
Keep
thing
it
didn't
fresh.
catch your eye, something else might catch your eye.
That's a great idea.
But
too.
nobody,
Yeah.
there's so many bands in Charlotte that just book a
Don't-
show and then
don't
show up and
do
play.
Yeah, that used to be my big thing. Like in Dr. Circustine was like I would always make the flyers and stuff, and I would go through a lot of artistic steps to create these flyers, and it was
I just enjoyed it. Just enjoy the process
Yeah.
of going and putting them up.
yeah.
You run
And
into
half the
people
time,
and shit.
they received more recognition when I'd post them online, more like a meme than going out and physically hanging them in Noda.
Which
I mean,
those
if
are
you're not
fine.
excited about
Yeah, yeah.
what you're doing, and you don't promote yourself, I assure you nobody else is going to be excited about what you're doing, and
Yeah.
nobody's going to promote
Yeah.
you for
You
it.
gotta be
Yeah.
visible.
Yeah.
A lot of bands, I guess, expect either the club to do it or the other bands to do it or
Yeah.
whoever they see that weekend, they can tell, hey, we're playing this Friday. But I just, I think flyering, it's not a lost art. I mean, it's a changing art because now you're doing it mostly online.
Yeah. Because
But so many bands forget that step.
And there's just so much stuff out there. You got to do something to just catch the attention.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no thought involved in it.
Well, really, if you think about it, it's kind of a symbiotic relationship
It
between
really
between the venue and the band.
Yeah.
Because the band promotes the venue, and then the venue, in turn, sees who promotes their venue, and then they promote that band.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're going to book you
So the
if they know
venue's
that
promoting
you're
you,
gonna
and you're promoting the venue.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
They're
It's a win-win
they
if you
care
do it
about
that way.
us. We care about them.
Yeah. If you book a show and you don't do a damn thing, then the club's probably not going to.
That's why Tommy's Pub and the Milestone works out of it.
Yeah,
Because they notice those things.
they do.
Yeah.
They notice who does
They
that work.
appreciate people that do the
'Cause
legwork.
they put in that same work. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, exactly. Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
only ones doing
That's
it.
what.
And
That's
it
what I
gets
always
tired as
appreciate.
hell if nobody's doing it with you.
Yeah.
We don't put no thought in anything we do. We just do it. Whatever you get, you get.
It's all action, no.
Dude, I think about it so hard up until I do it, then I'm like, oh fuck, I don't remember any of the things I thought about. And then I just do it.
Just like something
And it's
right.
I mean, it's like you incessantly try to work some shit out, and then you're like, this isn't even anything I planned for. And then you gotta just free fucking ball it, Sometimes
That's pretty much our approach at life.
yeah.
You
In general.
Even sometimes, especially in the
Free
early
ball
shows, we'd Brett would wear the big pimp costume. I wore the pink onesie with the Operation Game Jason. You never knew.
I
what
dressed
he was
all you
gonna
motherfuckers.
do.
He did.
They all dressed like pansies when I met them. I dressed them like
Make a
kings,
big ass
goddamn it.
party. Give people something
Yeah.
that they don't
Made
see
them
every
pretty.
day.
Yeah.
For the first time.
That is fun.
Well, and when it stops being fun, you might as well not do it anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nah, Joey dresses pretty good anyway. Probably needed some work. I definitely needed some work, but they were easy enough.
And I definitely want to kind of touch on Dr. Circustine for a minute. Because we talked about it all while I didn't realize my thing had stopped recording.
Sent out with orders from the Shogun. I'm the one, a ninja stealth assassin. I'm creeping up upon your pagoda. Now I must kick your ass with karate fight. Whoa, karate fight. Whoa.
So you said that band is kind of getting back together.
Yeah, we're actually starting to record some of our songs that we had written since the last songs that we had recorded. But we're also trying to play some of the songs that we, have written over the years, but haven't really performed in front of other people.
Yeah.
So it was, we're having to basically kind of go back to the drawing board and incorporate our new guitar player, Russell. Kind of a reinvention, kind of the same thing that's going on in the Flight Risks. We're reinventing things that have kind of been already laid out, but just not laid out with the people that are doing it.
And you plan to record? You plan to play shows whenever we can play shows?
Yeah, no. We're going to record for sure. That is kind of our immediate goal is recording a few of the songs that we had created, more of the contemporary stuff, as opposed to like recording some things that we had written, but haven't recorded yet.
Yeah, sort of starting new a little bit, not completely anew, but just pick back up.
Yeah. So we're trying to kind of pick up where we left off, because we were about to record some of our songs, but since then we have written a few new ones, and they're I don't know. We enjoy playing them more so than our old shit.
Yeah.
Because it's just it's fresh, and you want to keep moving forward. Yeah, that's where Circus Teen is kind of going now. It's like and more into the new stuff as opposed to just playing the old songs over and over again.
Yeah.
Where some people really enjoy some of our old stuff. I don't know. I mean, we just want to play more contemporary stuff. It's just constantly moving forward. I mean, the things that we've written before. It's some of them we want to capture, but it's some of them aren't that important to us. In our own psyche. I mean, it's we've all written what we feel is our masterpiece as far as music goes, but.
Well, you couldn't find any bigger Circus Team fans than me and Brett.
Yeah, I know. So now we got at least one sure fucking purchase.
I can't tell you how many
whereas
times.
we had two, now we have one. So
No, but we were the biggest fans.
I seen you.
Yeah, no, I mean Fire Marshal Bill was one of my fucking favorite Charlotte bands ever.
Fire Marshal Bill was good, and that was another thing that got lost in my earlier recording was Fire Marshal Bill. And we don't have to talk a lot about it.
Yeah,
we sort of touched on it a
super
little bit earlier, since I did start recording or get a recording again.
Right.
And I'll be interested to see how much of what it recorded before it stopped a while ago, because I did start recording at one point.
Right.
But
That might be a good thing.
Hey, best of luck.
no, there was some good stuff that was lost.
Yeah,
I know
no,
there
that's
was.
quite all right. No.
Nonsense.
Fire Marshal Bill, we did our 5 songs and we had a good old time.
Then
We
we
had
stopped.
35 songs by the end of it.
Oh, when the stars align, you better beware. The silly superstition, I just do not care. But if you're scared, drop down to your knees and pray. Hold the position, baby, like you better that way. Maybe that's why I never get a second date. Flip the script at the table, flip the mattress. Thought I was good, she was lying, she's an actress. Not like any other really ever matters. How am I getting home tonight? It's so amusing and confusing, and no we call that life.
We got 5 of those bands recorded. But hey, that's about the success rate. of
They're still
anybody else.
available out there on Bandcamp.
Oh, they are. They are. And those were probably our best 5, if we're to be honest.
Yeah, I dig them.
you
I
guys had
played
a
them
lot
quite a
of
bit on
fucking
when I did the
gems.
live radio
We
thing.
did. But it was a fun time, and me and Brett just wanted to continue to party along.
Yeah.
Really.
It was a fun band, but I'm glad to see that that you and Brett stayed together.
Oh, yeah. We always...
And got the Flight Risk going.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. I was like, I ain't ready to fucking stop now.
Now, did you ever break out the mandolin with Fire Marshal Bill, or is that something new with the Flight Risk?
No, that's how I got myself into the Flight Risk. I was like, you know what, man, I'm fucking done. I'm done with playing guitar. I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with this mandolin.
Because you did say it started off as like a bluegrass band.
But instead, I'm gonna plug this shit into a distortion pedal.
Yeah.
For my double stack, you know?
I think it's badass.
We never could get Brett to play with brushes, though.
no, we tried like hell, but no, that's not.
Oh, he would get so fired up. You mentioned brushes.
And we'll see more of the mandolin in the future, I hope.
I'm trying. It's hard though. It's honestly hard to write. You know.
After everything we went through, we're getting that ball rolling.
The main thing I'm worried about is just getting the guitar back again. Because the mandolin brought the guitar back, and the guitar is going to bring the mandolin back. You know, so that's just how it works. You know?
Just the ebb and flow in the creative process. You know, you gotta.
Well, it's like, you know, mandolin's an upside down guitar.
Yeah.
Basically, or an upside down bass if you really think about it.
Okay.
And when you tell people, you know, I play in a band, and well, it's kind of weird, but the guitar player plays a mandolin through a Marshall's full stack. You know,
And it sounds like a guitar.
If you cross your eyes, you can see the boat.
All right.
I've had a lot of people ask me what y'all sound like. You know, it's like, well, it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a dynamic.
If you're in the mood to have fun, you know, then listen to it then. You know, don't listen to it when you're going to a funeral.
It's definitely hard to describe.
I don't know. I mean, it might be exactly what you want to listen to when you're going to the funeral. Because I mean, like, why do you want to be all down, man? You know, I mean,
yeah. There's options for it.
Yeah.
There's options. You choose.
Maybe leave it.
Always look on the bright side of life.
You choose. Yeah.
On the way home
You know?
from the funeral.
Yeah, it's not your funeral. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, there you go. Boom, bright side.
one thing Joey always comes up with, he
You don't
comes
ever
up with a
want to
little
stand
melody
on the go
we'll
better
sing.
you than me.
And then
It's not
you know,
nice.
you add the drums to it, you add the bass to it, and then it just totally changes to something completely unrecognizable.
Yeah.
But it always starts with being able to sing that melody.
Gotta have the melody, the line, the main line of the song.
I do, like we were talking earlier, you said you hate practice, you want to play live. I do love practice because I like just jamming and I like coming up with new ideas and working on stuff. But man, it's live. That's if I had to rank it, I'd love to. Live is my favorite. Practice is my second favorite. Studio, I hate being in the studio. That's why we do it just like you guys do it. We go in there and we just let's play it. Let's plow through it, knock it all out, and get it done and over with.
Yeah.
Because I hate being in the studio.
Well, you don't want to.
If I had money, it might be different, but I don't have money to be in the studio that long.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, when we recorded, it was not a long-winded process. Like, we really, like, kicked it out. Boom, there it is.
We had to touch up on, like, 3 songs.
Yeah, but I mean, essentially, like, we laid down most of our initial tracks off a live recording where it was set to the time of us just playing it a la carte. It wasn't to a quick track.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we've never done
Yeah,
that.
I was almost ready to fight him over it. You know, let's go in there and record. We thought we was going to do it ourselves. He's like, nope, I just want to go in there and play, and we're going to okay. And eventually, you have to concede.
Yeah, Ben's a little opposed to that too, and I have to admit, I've never really played with one myself, although I probably should. We just want to go in there and play it live and knock it out, and then if we flub something, if we can punch it back in.
Yeah, work it out in post.
Yeah, usually that works out perfect. There were a couple of that last EP we recorded that we just nailed. We hardly had to fix anything in post.
That's one of the things I'm really proud of is that Brett and I and Joey did those raw tracks as go.
Yeah.
You know, and you go back and listen, and I'm positive that Rob McCallis probably gave it a little love here and there. But for the most part, it's like, that's legit.
I mean, really, it was me tailoring my vocals around the recorded track because originally, like, I had a scratch vocal track to the original recording, and like, you know, I actually have those raw dubs or whatever. You know, where it was the scratch vocal or whatever. And those were the drum tracks we kept. I mean...
And I'll say this, when you listen to those Van Huskins recordings, you'll hear some mistakes if you're really listening.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, that's what
it was stuff that we decided we could live with.
You know, yeah.
Like, okay.
Learning to live with the shit and just be like,
Yeah, I mean, it's like, why would you, like, you know, fine-tune, like, you know...
That's what it is. I'm going to play it different the next damn 3 times I play it any goddamn way.
It's like Brandon Hamby told us when we were recording. He's like, if you listen to Appetite for Destruction and you really listen to it, he's like, there's mistakes all over that album. He's like, but it's a classic album.
Oh,
Nobody noticed.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, well, people probably noticed the Van Husken's mistakes, but you know,
Oh.
we'll keep them. They're usually not too bad. Because if it's bad enough, we're going to fix it, of course. But
And that's something I'm personally really excited about, because after we lost Brett, you know, it was like, it's over, it's done. But now that Travis is on board, and I know we've got 3 songs already in the can, you know, we're going to get back into writing again, which is coming almost every other practice. We're going to be doing our live shows, and we're going to record all the songs that we haven't recorded. That's something I'm really, really excited about.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm eager to get into the writing process of, you know, like cutting new songs and everything.
And Travis is really, I mean, he's changed it up. Ain't no doubt. It's still the same stuff, but it's got a different feel to it.
I hit really fucking hard.
It's really
I'm
fucking
not
hard.
talented. I just hit really fucking hard.
Yeah, no,
told
you're
Brett,
both.
dude.
You're both. You're a talented hard hitter.
I never wore earplugs, still here
They
recently.
got me practicing more and more, and it's like it got me stronger. That snare drum is just fucking ridiculous,
Yeah.
man. I broke it about, I think, 4 times now.
Snare killer.
Yeah, just totally destroying shit,
Yeah.
man.
And as much as I say I hate recording, I don't really hate it. It's my least favorite part. I can't wait to get back in the studio, actually. Just because, for one, I like working with Brandon, but whoever we record with, I'm just ready to get these new songs on. I'm ready to document them.
Yeah,
Document it, move on.
Yeah, I love the creative process. Like translating it can be tiresome. Like trying to be like, okay, this is the vision that I have. And you have to like actually put it in numbers. Whereas, you know, it's been like, you know, writing songs is like that fluid, like, you know, we're synchronizing our breathing and shit. You know,
So our
it's all
dry
like-
erase board. You
You
got
know, it's like
Muse 4
you're
times,
vibing with
Beetle
each other
twice, break.
versus like, okay,
Fast
well, how many
duh.
times do we do
Yeah.
that?
We got a dry erase board. We just haven't put it up yet. Eric brought it in, and I keep telling Ben one day I'm going to go over there early. We're going to put like lights up around the room and put the dry erase board up, hang up the Led Zeppelin poster and everything. And they just haven't got around to it yet.
We tried it without, just because we were too lazy to put it up, and it was just a pure jam. You never knew what. Trying to remember, and you get in the zone, and you don't remember where the hell you're at.
I don't think I've ever been in a band that had a dry erase board until now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man, like,
How is that a
honestly,
thing?
like, all my bands have had a dry erase
That
board.
dry erase board is crucial.
This
Nice.
is my first dry erase board.
Yeah.
But like I
That's-
said earlier, I try my
it's-
hardest not to
it's
look at it.
contemporary. Like, I mean, I was, like, the cusp of, you know,
Dry erase
millennial and
We had to
Generation
have it
X.
with Brett,
Like,
so
it was, like, chalkboards and, like, overhead projectors, and then it was dry erase boards. Like, that was the cusp that I was,
Yeah,
like,
overhead
born and
projector.
raised in. It was, like, Atari versus, like, Nintendo.
Our first practice, it was weird.
First practice, like very first practice or first practice back?
I don't remember that.
Well, our first practice back,
That actually sounded pretty good.
that was good.
Yeah, I imagine
It
probably.
felt good.
That was cool. Well, it was like, I hadn't played, I hadn't even picked up a guitar in like 3 months.
Same.
At the same, or maybe 4. Who
We were
knows?
crying, our fingers were hurting so bad.
Yeah, but like, you know, when it came down to it, this bastard did a lot of fucking homework. And it made it so easy, and it was like, holy shit, I didn't even really have to think about that.
Yeah.
Dude, for the first one, it worked out really well, you know.
It did.
I mean, you play the same songs and it becomes such a part, muscle memory. I mean, we were too busy thinking about other things to actually think about playing.
Yeah.
Well, that actually
And we-
works in your favor.
Honestly, we didn't skip a beat.
I still got shit I'm trying to nail down, but for the most part, you know.
It's
So-
there.
So I got one, I'm like reading off the whiteboard right now, but other than that, you know.
You know the songs, you might not know all the intricacies, but you know the
There's
songs.
just certain little things, that we're tweaking and stuff. But there's a lot of songs. Like last time we practiced, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
And after that first practice, I talked to Joey on the phone, and I'm like, I couldn't have done as good as he did all them songs.
No.
There's no way.
I listened to that record a lot. I'd already listened to it a bunch. You know what I mean? But I listened to that motherfucker pretty much steady before I came in. And I didn't practice on the drums. Like I said before, I don't like to practice really.
Well, Ben's the
Just
same
beating on
way.
the
It's
fucking
like
drums over and over again.
we'll start working on something, and if we're doing a cover song, especially, like I'll try to play it at home and just learn it at home.
So,
And then we'll go to practice, and Ben's like, was trying to play, and Ben's like, "Oh, I gotta listen to it." I'm like, Ben, why don't you just listen to it and play along with it? Man, I hate doing that.
Oh yeah. I'm not big on that shit because if you get off beat like one snare hit or some shit, then it kind of throws you off and shit.
Yeah.
I just listen to it osmosis style, just over and over again.
I can sometimes pick it up that way, but usually I have to at least pick it up and put some earphones on and play along with whatever song I'm playing.
Like we've been playing cover songs here. Like one practice turned into a Guns N' Roses. And it's just, it's all weird. I just play along with everything.
It's
I heard
just
on the
that
fucking
like
radio.
acclamation, I think it's like just that
Learning
synchronicity, like honing, like playing together in a song.
That and Joey wasn't here, and we had to do something.
Yeah, and I really think like learning like
that's your
covers
fault.
is a good tool when you're getting used to like working
yeah,
with somebody. You know?
Absolutely.
And that's what you do as a musician when you're young, is you
Yeah.
learn other people's music till you kind of figure out how to do things on your own.
Yeah, I mean, you learn your own language, after you've like watched it on porn, Oh wait, I mean, never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying.
I'm searching for the good times right here as sweet as wine. No one wants to fight, the women are so fine. Walking through the door, feet are just the floor. Flying in the cloud, it's easy to fall. All I wanna do is be with you. Shake your booty. All I wanna do is touch your ass. Shake my booty. This is my favorite time.
So I know you guys' influences are probably really varied, but are there any like big, like real big influences on each of you individually, like bands that like just really resonate with you that you go when you pick up a guitar or bass or keys or drums or whatever that you just go, I want to be like, this is what I get my most of my influence from.
Like I've always liked Orff, like what was it, Carmen or whatever. Like it's the like classical music, like chamber music.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was very like orchestrated and like dynamic or whatever. But it was like, it didn't follow like a musical number. It wasn't just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It had like it had a dynamic to it. And it was like music that always had its own number. It was like orchestrated to itself. It wasn't like in the regular 4/4 time,
Doesn't necessarily follow rules.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it could be a fugue or, whatever. Like, it could just be, like, something that's dynamic and not necessarily, like, always falls in time, It's like a Tori Amos song or, like, a Nina Simone song or, like, a fucking, who are they? System of a Down song, or whatever,
John Coltrane.
Yeah. Coltrane song or like, whatever, it's like it runs on feeling. It doesn't run on time, and that's like what music has always been to me. And that's why it's like really complicated sometimes to like play music with other people because they don't want to translate, into the dynamic, So when you get artistic with people and they're susceptible to it and they're like willing to, work with you on it, that's like a really cool thing to like to have with other people in a musical scenario.
We try to do some of those tricks where we do things that seem like a little bit off time and everything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it ends up being, instead of more loose, it ends up being like, we've got to really nail this.
Yeah, you nail it like on like it's like we're gonna hit that off time measure now.
So this doesn't follow the rules, but now it's a rule. We got to make it.
Yeah. It can become that too because like I mean I work with neurotics, man. I mean, we're fucking musicians, so like we're all like like a little twingy about shit. So it's like we get into those moments when we're trying to like write stuff, and it's like here comes that part.
Yeah.
And it fucking tickles you.
My brain is
Yeah,
at
once you get
4/4
through it,
time.
though,
I had to throw
Yeah,
it.
and like I don't ever do that. Like,
You'll make
I mean,
it 4/4.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
We're-
I try
we're-
to throw that shit out as much as possible. That's why that
Yeah.
one rule, if I feel like it's going to change, go 2 more times.
Yep.
It's a fucking simple rule, man. And it makes sense. I don't even think about the shit.
It's hard to really nail down one influence for the entire band, though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
imagine.
true.
It's all over the place.
I would say my influence for the band would be Mudhoney.
I've never listened to.
Because they were just so fun and energetic.
Yeah.
And just all about theatrics on stage and just having a ball.
They're one of those bands that I consider them underrated.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I know
sure.
people love Mudhoney.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely an underrated band.
But they were an energy band, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'd see 30, 40 people stage diving at their shows, you know? And I was like, yes, I want some of that.
And even though they played like punk, kind of, I almost say that if there was a grunge sound,
right.
it's actually
New
Mudhoney.
wave.
It was
Mudhoney.
Mudhoney. Mudhoney was the grunge sound.
And
Yeah,
that
that
came
new
from
wave.
Green River, but you know, it's an extension of that. But
Yeah, for sure.
still, you know, for whatever you want to call it, those guys, they had a lot of energy and were really kind of played by their own rules.
They did. They were like unlike any of those other bands.
Yeah.
But they were the most punk of those bands.
Yeah.
I would say.
And I'm stuck in the past. I haven't got past Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Green River, they had their merits, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to get
Yeah.
into the brass tacks.
That was Andy Lovebone, wasn't it? Or,
Yeah, it was-
you
it was-
that was Mother Lovebone.
It was Mother Love Bone
on the
and
other end, and then Green River.
I had no clue.
I listen to a lot of Faith No More on the way over here to get prepared for the shit.
That's good. Yeah.
There's a lot of bass tones and keyboards and shit, you know, so, and heavy guitar, so yeah.
Like I think I've said before, I think I might maybe put it in the review I did in the zine. I think the closest band I can think of that I would even be able to compare you to is Mr. Bungle, but you don't even sound like Mr. Bungle at all.
No.
But it's just that whole, we're going to play whatever we want to play, and it's going to be a little bit funky at times, and it's going to be a little bit heavy at times, and it's going to be punk rock, but it's not going to necessarily be the punk rock that people think about. So since this did not take any kind of usual form of my interviews,
Yeah, no.
well, one thing that I usually ask, like when I do an individual interview, what made you all want to pick up an instrument? Like, is there a certain band? When was it that you knew that you wanted to play music? And I'll let you start first, Jason.
Yeah, it was when I got a recorded cassette. What was it? The Rolling Stones on one side, and then it had the B side of Pink Floyd's Adam Hart Mother, I think it was, where it was just like the sound of suburban sounds or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the front side was the greatest hits of the Rolling Stones, and that really influenced me. And then the other part, like, really made me interested in the abstract aspect of music. And so that was where it got started for me.
How about you, Joey? What made you decide to pick up an instrument? Was it a guitar player?
The cheapness of the guitar and the awesomeness of Nirvana and how playable it was.
Yeah.
I was like, I could do that for $100. Yeah, let me go for that.
Parkour.
Was it something like when you were a kid, did you think when you got to be older you wanted to be in a rock band? Or
Well,
just,
I
it
remember
just hit you one day, like, oh, I can play an instrument.
I was in kindergarten trying to start bands with nobody having any fucking instruments.
Yeah.
You know, and that shit lasted until I was in 9th grade, and I was like, man, fuck this shit, I'm gonna get a goddamn instrument.
Yeah.
You know, finally. And I was the only person in that band that got an instrument. I just moved it along to the next one. But yeah, I'd say the tipping point was hearing Nirvana and Black Sabbath, honestly.
Yeah.
Those two, and CCR actually.
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't fuck with that finger picking like John Fogerty.
Yeah.
Right.
Travis, I don't know. I don't know if we actually covered like that specific question with you. Was there something when you were a kid that made you go, I want to be in a band?
A cover band. I always wanted to play, like, from a little kid. A cover band. At a wedding reception, the drummer gave me a broken drumstick when I was 7.
That's
And,
right. You did say
And I
that.
fucking wanted to play after that shit, man. I had a damn 80s hair metal drummer that lived behind me, and he let me play his double bass drum kit all the fucking time and shit. And, I'm playing ever fucking since.
Brian, I know you go back a long way.
I'll say it. It did not work out like I intended, but I just wanted to get laid.
Yeah. Hey, I think a lot of us when we're younger think, oh, if I'm in a band, I'm gonna have all kinds of girls.
No,
it don't happen.
It don't work that way.
I ain't gonna say there's never that I've never gotten laid because of it. But I have ended up in relationships because of it.
It's all secondary.
It's a bass player problem.
I think by the time I got into punk rock, and that was when I really decided I was going to be in a band, because it didn't work out when I thought I'd play like Eddie Van Halen. To mention that for a third time. So when I found punk rock, all of a sudden it wasn't necessarily, oh, I'm going to get laid from this. It was, I'm gonna go out there and play some music.
Oh, that's one of
Right.
the first things Brett said when we got together. You will not get laid playing punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, you guys smelled pretty nice for playing punk rock. Not to like pigeonhole or nothing, but you know,
Mitchell.
for punk rockers, you know, pretty clean.
I just like moshing, man. That's my thing. I just want to interact with the crowd and shit.
Yeah.
That's what I
Not in
want.
a pandemic
I
though.
don't really so much care about the moshing part of it. I never really got into that.
Yeah.
But I do like being in the crowd. I like enjoying music with other people.
Right.
I like interacting with the band, which is why I like going to see a show at the Milestone or at Tommy's.
Yeah.
So much better than I've seen some great bands in the Coliseum and
Oh,
places
yeah.
like that. I've seen some great shows, but they don't compare to like just being there in person and the
It's the
feel that you
intimacy.
get.
Yeah, I want people to move. Like, I would like for people to not just stand there and absorb, like, whatever the fuck it is I'm doing. I would like people to, like, either interact with each other or interact with us or, like, you know, interact on some level, you know, like, be present, you know, not
Yeah.
just be, like, a witness to, like, the night.
I mean, I'm not going to get up there and slam dance or anything, and I'm not going to really dance, but I'm going to move around
Yeah.
a little bit. And I like a band that makes me want to
Yeah, I
move.
mean, some places aren't accommodating to slam dancing. And, you know, I mean,
You
not
get, as,
everybody wants to slam
you
dance.
get
And a
as
lot of
close to it
times,
as possible.
slam dancing is not conducive to getting up and going to work
I'm
the next
old.
day.
Shit
But,
hurts.
you know, when I was a little kid, I went out to shows at, like, Fat City, and I went out to shows at the Milestone, and I fucking threw the fuck down to some old-ass motherfuckers playing some shit that I really enjoyed. And I'm like, these guys are fucking rock stars, and I had a great time. And I ran into the fucking pole, and like I got real fucking dizzy, and I was like, oh shit, I can't remember my name. But it was like at the Milestone, I remember that, and they put foam around the poles at one point in time, and it didn't totally work out.
Definitely hit
I mean, if you could sit there and play and
that
look
pole,
out in the
that
crowd and
fucking
see
knocked you
people
the fuck out.
bouncing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you did your job right.
Good old times.
They're in
Oh,
the
yeah.
moment with
You
you.
smacked on your
But if you're
back.
playing and you look out and you see everybody
Right.
standing out in the smoking section, then
Are you okay?
Yeah.
well, that's Charlotte. But you know,
That was the
but
old
it's
school
nice to see
Milestone.
fewer people out in the smoking area.
But yeah, it's nice to see motherfuckers having a good time and shit. That's what we feed off the shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. The more you're jumping around and shit, the more we fucking jump around. Well, these fuckers jump around. I gotta stay stationary most of the time.
Yeah, I like to see people having
Yeah,
fun
I
whenever
mean,
we're playing.
Yummy little lady, I swear you made of candy. Beneath my skin, it's boiling soon. I'll consume you completely. Sweet and tender kisses, baby, don't be worried. You'll be in my morning taffy, twisted, contorted. Eyes lock, just like our lips. Dreams are down, her crying hips. Sweet, let's lips, inside, inside. Do flesh finds its way under fingers. There is no illusion. No sleight of hand. The wall of confusion is transparent where I stand. Fantasy consumes your thoughts.
Is there anything you would like to see from the Charlotte music scene? Like that you would like to see get better in the scene? There's all kinds of complaints, but there's also a lot of great things to say about our scene and the people that come out to the shows and support it. But is there anything you'd like to see improve or that you haven't seen yet that you would like to see?
Ooh, that's dangerous.
I know it can be dangerous.
We recently discussed going full gangster rap.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, if more local bands can go full gangster rap, I think we could really come together on some shit.
I mean, I'll say it.
Full gangster rap album.
I wish more people would
Charlotte
just
music scene.
get off their couches on the Saturday night and go see a show.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people do that anymore.
No, I mean,
And I
it's-
get
it's-
that there's probably there probably are kids that are into music, but I think they go to
Yeah.
house shows and there's a whole different scene that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But for people our age, I get that it's harder to get out and see shows these days. I get that you've got
Yeah.
kids at home, whatever your reasons are. But I think a lot of people spend a Saturday night sitting at home scrolling through Facebook on their phone or watching Netflix, stuff you can do any night of the week. I just wish more people would get up off the couch and just go to a show. Just go to a show.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the thing, it's like when the shows are available, and it's like it's really been, and you know, not to like put it on the negative note, but like with COVID, it's really been hard to like be able to
It's gonna be worse.
just get out and go see a show, you know. And
Or
it's
like what happened to us. You never know when that might be the last show.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's like
You know?
Oh yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Well, you might not.
Yeah.
You might not. You
yeah,
don't know
it's
what's
like I
going to
would
happen.
love to like
That's a good point.
come out and see when
And I've been meaning to go watch the flight risk, but oops.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
So-
just fortunate enough we get this opportunity again.
I know there's plenty of people I see that you'll maybe see at the bar before ever the bands get cranked up. Then when the bands get cranked up, they're not there anymore.
Check out, yeah.
Or, people will say, "Oh, I'll go see this show this weekend," but then they don't show up for that show. And I appreciate the support when they do that, but I also wish that sometimes I wish those people would come and see us play too.
Nothing lasts forever.
Well, I got kids that are almost old enough to start coming to the shows and begging to come to the shows, so I'm banking on the youth. I'm banking on the youth. These old motherfuckers ain't coming out.
Yeah, I mean
gonna
that's
keep
always
doing
been
it.
that's always been the way though. I mean it's like the people that used to go out and see shows back in the day, it wasn't the old fucking us and like it was the kids. It was
yeah, absolutely.
the 19 and 20 somethings like I mean that was the people that were the paying money to go out and see the people
Yeah,
Our
there's
first
absolutely-
show at Halloween at Tommy's, when we played with Sky Nostris and all them guys. Here's folks that I hadn't seen in 20 years that I used to go watch play shows.
Yeah.
And here they come watching me play, and it was just so surreal seeing this big gap of people, all at one place at one time. That
that is what I really have enjoyed about Tommy's.
And everybody
But
mixes
here's everybody
good,
at
yeah.
one spot.
Yeah.
There was so much hugging and so much. Oh my goodness, I haven't talked to you forever.
It's because Tommy's Pub is, is the melting pot.
Yeah, it's a gathering place.
I mean, when I was a kid, they were my rock stars. They were local bands, but they were my rock stars.
Yeah.
And to see everybody in one spot, that's probably one of my favorite moments.
I just wish more people would like go out, see something, do something. And it's going to be a little while before we can do that again, I think. But still, that's something I'd like to see on the other side of this. Maybe people embrace it a little bit more. And appreciate it. So when when we can play shows again, so Tommy's is back open sort of for outside service only. Once they open inside for inside service, I still imagine it's going to be a little bit before we can play shows probably, or before people feel comfortable doing it.
My focus is 100% primary to have Brett's memorial party.
That's what I was getting to. It's Brett's Memorial. We want to have Brett's Memorial for sure.
We said at the beginning we was using Tommy's as a benchmark because Jamie and Stacy are socially conscious and they actually care about people.
Yeah.
And we're too close to the situation, but they can look at it objectively. Whereas we would have probably already done it irresponsibly. So as soon as Tommy's, that's my personal focus.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be wearing a mask if I have to, or if it's when we can not have to worry about that.
I mean, it's not fair to Brett. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to the people in Charlotte that we've been having to wait so long.
Yeah.
That's probably a major regret. But
Yeah, I mean, it rides heavy on my personal conscience. I'd love to be able to just do it, but also like having that safety in mind. It's like,
and that's what Jamie and Stacy mean to us. The band, they got our back. They watch over us.
We've lost several people that we need to give proper send off to, because of all this bullshit.
I mean, that's
I lost my pops.
exactly.
yeah.
He needs a drink poured out for him at the Tommy's Club.
In the month that Brett died, I lost my granddad. He lost his
I
dad.
lost my dad right after.
Travis lost his dad. It's been a rough year.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And honestly, I personally want to see everybody just because I know they mean the world to me and they make me feel a part of something.
Yeah,
No, I didn't get to make it out to Tommy's a couple of weeks ago when you guys were out there. I think I was doing a podcast interview that day, actually. But I know the times I have been able to go out to Tommy's, like the bake sale, and seeing people out there, it's been so good for me. But it was still not quite the same.
It's weird. It's weird. There's a stale kind of feeling about it. Everybody wants to do something else. You know what I mean? We're all there. We're used to having all that, that excitement and a good time and shit like that.
I think it's just weird seeing everybody in the daylight,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
And not a whole lot of alcohol in you yet.
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're all sober. What do we have to talk about? Nothing.
Oh God, I went over there without any alcohol in my system at all. Enjoyed myself and had a little something else that makes you paranoid. And Jesus Christ, my anxiety was through the fucking roof. I was like, I don't know if I can get out of the fucking car.
Well, I don't really need the alcohol. As long as I can have the
looks
stuff
like
that
in
makes
the
me a little bit
daytime?
paranoid, I'm good to go.
Oh yeah,
Because it don't make me paranoid.
I think I made myself way too paranoid.
It usually makes everything okay for me.
It happens. It happens. No shame.
But it does help to have a beer in your hand when you're standing around in a bar talking to people.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's what I was saying. When I went to that one, they couldn't serve beer yet.
Yeah.
You know, they couldn't do to-go things or anything while they were having that event. I was like, this is so fucking strange. It's good seeing folks and shit and being able to get out of the fucking, your norm shit. If you're not, condemned from your fucking job, then you're working your fucking job every day through the shit.
Yeah.
And, then you go home and you don't get out and hardly see nobody. As long as it's fucking socially distanced, I can wear a fucking mask and shit. I'll come say, hey,
Yeah, like you said, you get there and everybody's wanting to do something else. Everybody'd rather be seeing a show.
Oh, yeah,
Everybody'd
absolutely.
rather.
That's it.
And I know the last show I went to was like March 11th. There was no anger control. It was a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I went after band practice. And then, like, that next weekend, everything was shut down.
Yeah.
It's like that quick.
Yeah.
But at that time, when I went, I actually knew this might be the last show I see for a while.
We were scheduled to play that Friday,
Yeah.
and the governor came down on Tuesday, I think it was, and canceled everything. And
Yeah.
of course, Brett died Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
That's why no matter, like, what side of the debate you're on about mask or no mask or whatever, I'm going to wear my fucking mask because I want more people to survive this. And we all take certain chances, at times. I mean, just like band practice is a chance everybody takes. You got to learn when and where. People you trust. I think is a lot of it. Even though the people you trust might not know if they have it. Sometimes I'll sit down, like with Jeff, when I did Jeff's interview, kind of sat down and I thought, well, I'm going to write down sort of what I want to make sure I get to ask. But with this one, I was like, I'm not going to bother to do that because there's no telling what we're going to talk about.
Right.
Like, I know I'm going to ask my usual questions, how you got started playing music, and what bands were you in previously, and unfortunately my ineptitude and not noticing what my recorder did screwed some of that up, but, we still kind of got it in there. But with this one, I was just like, I'm going to let it go wherever it goes.
That first stuff was just mainly about porn anyway. So.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, I apologize for giving you so much gratuitous material. Please feel free to get the fucking rid of most of that at your leisure.
But this one will be. It'll be a lot of fun to edit and go back to listen to.
I mean,
Prior, I was happy just maintaining the status quo.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't give a shit anymore, after Brett and everything. I just didn't care. I was done. Now I'm finally getting to the point I'm excited about the future. We got some good things brewing up, and it's starting to click. I'm excited again. It's coming back.
Yeah, I'm excited about the future in general.
yeah.
Just whenever the future gets here, because I'm not going to say that tomorrow's the future because
be
tomorrow we're
loud
going to
as
be
fuck
doing
when
the
it
same
gets
thing
here.
we're doing
Yeah.
today. I know that.
Don't
It'll
take
be like
things for
the end
granted.
of,
Yeah,
You want to see that band live? Go watch that band live. You never know when it's going to be the last time.
exactly.
Do it now.
Yeah, there's so much shit that happens in life in general. To keep fucking 4 people together, period, without something tragic happening is fucking remarkable. To fucking keep it going with longevity in a fucking local music scene is fucking, there ain't too many that fucking do it.
And I'll add this: the Charlotte music scene is. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Just packed full of talent.
Yeah.
And so many good bands that do
A
not
lot of
follow
great
the
bands.
rules of what punk rock or whatever music they're playing has set before. Charlotte music scene is exciting to me.
Has always been that way.
It's always been that way. Yeah, Charlotte music scene has always been that way, but it never gets to do this that it deserves.
It's like I was listening to an interview with Otis from Mammal Bag when they moved back in the the 90s over to California.
Yeah.
That was LA was supposed to be the Mecca. They got out there and realized that half the people out there didn't have half the talent that the people from Charlotte had.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And then you start to appreciate where you come from.
Oh yeah. I think that anybody that takes this scene for granted is just they're missing the boat.
This is a creative fucking area, man.
Yeah.
Charlotte's one of the. It is. It's popping.
I've always been a big fan of local music and regional music. I mean, from the time that I got hooked at the Milestone, it was because of a band in Rock Hill. But I was already, and then I found bands in Greensboro and Raleigh and Charlotte and just North Carolina in general. But just the Charlotte area has always consistently put out so much good music that just gets overlooked.
Well, you got a benchmark, and you got a standard. And Charlotte, their standards high.
And it's not like we're doing it to try to get a crowd out because we know people aren't going to show up anyway. But we just do it because we want to do it, because we want to. We just want to keep reaching that next level. Van Huskins is the same way, and I imagine Flight Risk is too. And
that's the quality of talent you see on a daily basis around here, that you almost have to achieve that. You can't help it because it's osmosis.
Like you said, you want to play first because you want to set that bar for the next band and the band after.
Yep.
And the fun thing about that is, usually we're playing with our friends.
We're
telling our friends, top this. And it might not always be gangbusters, but it's always going to be fun.
And that's something it's not right, but I took pride and love when you get these out of town bands come through.
Yeah.
They come in with their little attitudes and egos, and just average run of the mill Charlotte band just blows them off the fucking stage. Yeah, sure, I'll open up, no problem.
Yeah.
It's not right attitude to have, but just to watch their faces drop.
I don't think it's not the wrong attitude to have either. Fuck it, man. I'm a die-hard racer, man. I'm gonna blow somebody's doors off.
Yeah, no, you guys always want to bring it. I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like, if we do open, sorry,
that's up to you after that.
And it's all our friends. We're all pushing each other.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that all the time.
Well, I'll even add this too.
I go watch Van Huskins, like, I got to do this so much better, or I see something went wrong, or I see boom, or
we play stuff together. When I was in other bands that play with the Flight Risk and everything, and Brett's playing fucking backwards. Well, now I got a damn dude fucking, my head spinning around and spit and shit. Hit as hard as I fucking possibly can hit. It's good. It's not like. It's healthy competition.
It's motivation.
Yeah. Well, and I was getting ready to add, I like playing last sometimes too, because, like the last show that we played, February 22nd at Freeman's, it's Trash Room, which set the stage right there. This is what you got to top.
Yeah.
And when we set the show up, I even told Eric and Dan, I said, I want to play last on this one. They're like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I want to play last on this one. It was because I wanted to get No Anger Control to play. And, they blow the crowd away every time.
Yeah, no,
so I was like, I want the challenge of playing after No Anger Control. And man, it worked out so well. That was one of our best shows we ever played. It was so much fun, and I'm glad that we went out for the time of COVID on that high note. Because that show was so good from beginning to end. It was because every band challenged the band following it, or the band before it, to be better.
And it just gets the crowd even that much more excited. Bam, bam, bam.
And that show that we played, I think that was the last show I fucking played. It was the first show that I took the fucking cow skull and the kick drum and the ass bone on top of on the toms. And I think Eric got a picture or something. Like, the only person that commented on it was Brett. Hell yeah, man! Right on. He knew what the deal was, man. He was like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Yeah, like I was saying, that show, the crowd wasn't huge, but it was a good crowd.
Oh, yeah.
That crowd was really, really into it, even through the time that we played. And a lot of times you find people walking out the door when the last band played.
Yeah.
But this time people stuck around and they had a great time.
That Milestone show he mentioned. Now, half the people in here don't believe in any of this stuff. They don't care, whatever. But Jason had everybody in that building yelling, "Hail Satan."
That didn't happen.
I look up right here and everybody going, "Hail Satan, hell." I'm like,
no.
What? It happened.
Satan's not real.
Little Molly
honestly, I mean, we're at 2 hours and 7 minutes of actually recording stuff now. I'm going to leave it recording until we like
Hell say.
break down. But we can kind of dispense with the interview now and just talk about whatever. And that might end up just being bonus stuff or whatever. But I'll
You gotta watch out for those.
honestly, I'll break it down soon. I'm not going to leave it running too long.
Did we already make sure all the CIA shit was not recorded?
The only thing we got.
That was on the pre-recording, quote unquote. See, and honestly, like, I mean, that's a savvy move he did there with the, like, I didn't record all that shit. Remember when Brian had talked about the flight plans for the
international.
Yeah, let's not talk about that again.
Edit that out.
I don't remember that, but I remember when he was making out those bombs.
I had that white powder stuff.
I have learned to ask though. Was there anything that I didn't ask about that you wanted to talk about? Because
I've never known what Brian's favorite color is.
I mean,
That's not a color, that's a shade, bro. Unless you're talking about that particular pitch of black. We get into the dye contents and all.
But I have learned that I don't always know all the questions to ask. Which, like, so I've had a couple of interviews where I've interviewed people I don't know at all.
Yeah.
And it's kind of awkward. I'm kind of still trying to get my footing on all that.
that's hard to do.
Yeah. Even with you guys, it's like, it was a little bit like, I didn't prepare for it, really, honestly. I mean, I kind of did mentally, but not like,
Well,
I didn't write a bunch of stuff down.
Plus, we're ADD as hell, you know?
Well, yeah. Hey,
That
I
does
relate.
happen.
They always blame it on me, but you've heard this whole interview.
But now, I have like reached out to
Nothing hither in.
I've reached out to Mac from Super Chunk, and I know that like if I get him, I'm gonna have to be super prepared. But again, like I said, I don't always know all the questions to ask, so I just do throw that out again. So anything else you wanted to say?
Speaking now or forever hold your peace.
Well, the bride is a whore.
But I do appreciate you guys like,
Would you like to
sort of
talk
giving
to
up
the
practice
Oh,
to
Jesus.
do this.
He's got the talking
Yeah.
stick.
It's not like exactly we're playing shows.
That's what we needed from the beginning. We needed a talking stick.
All right, so we're ready to start this interview?
Now I know what to do on the next interview.
So it all started. And when was it? Like 2017.
About December.
Yeah,
It was cold.
it was a brisk December morn. I got an email from one Ball Dragger 69.
This has been a GabbaGabbaHuh media production.
I guarantee it.
These motherfuckers, man. I'm glad I'm off mic now.
Man, you know.
I'm gonna talk all my shit.
Yeah. Once upon a time.
Oh, shit. We were worried about actually saying anything.
Oh, hey, do you remember the, what was it, the documentary that they did on the guy that killed his wife and then he decapitated that guy in Galveston, Texas? And then he went on record saying he didn't do it. Then he went to the fucking bathroom with his mic on. And he admitted to his penis while he was fucking pissing in the bathroom. He was like, they got me. They caught me. They got me. They know that I did it.
They got me, penis.
I'm like, oh shit, now we got him. We know that he did it.
What are we going to do,
Dun,
penis?
dun, dun, dun.
They got me, penis.
Remember that?
Help me, penis.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you never admit to your penis.
Shady
In
bastard.
these intimate